Tomorrow Night's podcast, hosted by Lord Hood, Lazarus Clay, and Zeddy.
Episode 62, recorded on January 5th, 2014.
I'm a bear.
I'm a Zangoose.
And I'm
You're Lattice Clay, and welcome to
No,
the
I'm
Arsenal
Lattice
Podcast.
Clay. That was Serjinxable.
Wait, then who the heck are you?
I don't know.
Okay, on the show today, along with Zang and not Lord Hood, we're joined by Zeddy the Bear and Serjinxable the Animation Master. That's
Daddy.
what's going down. And in the listening side of things, we've got actually a lot of new listeners this week. So if you are here from any number of things that we've been doing over the winter, over the holiday season, including the winter giveaway, and this is the first time you are listening, or the first new episode that you're hearing, welcome. And hosts, we're on good behavior. That's how this works.
I can't make any promises.
No double sword lockbox jokes this week.
That was your fault.
It was completely unintentional. And we're moving on. Alright, so we do have this lockbox, and it's our 60-second lockbox, which is kind of ridiculous. We're halfway from 50 to 75, which honestly I have a hard time believing. But we're almost halfway.
That's a quarter away from 50 to 100.
That's also true.
Yay, math!
Yay!
Math is what this show is all about, and
And other things.
And you know, people blame me for that, but that's because I compile all of the status sciences and stuff. You guys can really just blame Zeddy, and I'm just shoveling.
It is entirely my fault, to be fair.
I actually don't think it's anyone's fault. I just think it's fascinating. And if you don't think so, then you must not like math. And that's okay, too.
Math can be entertaining at times. Anyway.
We do have this lockbox. Zang, you want to open it?
Sure. There's gotta be a key around here somewhere.
Ooh.
Oh, God, I'm okay. I got it.
My god.
I got it.
It's full of bees.
Killer bees.
Not the bees! Not the bees! No!
I'm sorry, but it is the bees. Why'd you put bees in it, Ladison?
I didn't put bees in the lockbox. What are you...
We can't
there
even
are
have
bees in the
bees in the
lockbox. Someone
lockbox. We
put
can't
them
even
there.
have bees in the lockbox.
Explain, why are there bees in the lockbox, Zeddy?
There can't be bees in the lockbox. We don't have bees in this
I
game.
thought you put them there to mess with Zang.
Oh. Was that the troll lockbox? You weren't supposed to open that one. We were saying that for episode
The
75.
troll box.
Filled with bees.
It's not my fault.
Though,
You guys brought that. I
bees
went after
don't-
the troll
Troll box.
lockbox.
Bees, not trolls.
Bee box.
Yeah, it's a bee box.
Okay.
All right.
We're not-
underneath the bees.
There's
guess.
The results of the giveaway, of the winter giveaway. We had over 50 entrants to that, and that's really cool. And did anyone win the grand prize? I don't know. We'll find out. That's at the end of the episode. So that's the first thing in there. The second thing is a bunch of news that's already no longer relevant, but we'll talk about it anyways, because we talk about all news.
Hooray.
And then we got some cool media and ideas and stuff. I'll just... Here's how this episode will work. I will talk, and the rest of you just cheer. Does that sound good?
Yay, that. Yay, that.
I can do that.
Please don't.
Should I get my pom-poms and my miniskirt?
Let's not.
Oh.
But
I
if
never
you,
get to use those.
What are we owing about? Did sad things happen?
Krakow's correct. The Arsenal derailed in all capitals. That's true. Zang, how's your week?
So, Lattice, how was your week?
Hood, how was your week?
Mission report goes something like this.
Hooray for 20-second bumpers. That one really needs to be shorter. Alright, so Mission Report is where we talk about what we've been doing in... See, you guys are great at this cheering thing. Seriously. It's where we talk about what we've been doing in games since the last week. And I've got a bunch of stuff, but Zang, what have you been up to?
What have I been doing? Just kind of been really straggling through the whole Winterfest thing. I've never really gotten into Winterfest that much because I never really found the rewards to be that thorough or as useful. I think that might just be me because I don't really like getting reskinned stuff.
Sure. All right, then.
And I've seen how the weapons look, but honestly, it just never really appealed to me that much. I mean, I participate in the Winterfest thing, but otherwise, it's just not my thing.
Sure.
I'll wait until the birthday comes around because usually those are fun.
There you go. Yeah, I got a humbug hazer out of the whole Winterfest thing, and I did it with what was it? 2 hours to spare. It would have been. I'm just trying to think. What time was it when I finished? It was about 10:30 at night. So yeah, 2 hours to spare. Got my last bomb, and so that was good. Glacies was a huge help in that, and Clipic, and I can't remember. Oh boy, who was RB Manatee, who's used to be a live stream attender for the show, but used to be on here too. Serjinx, have you been doing anything? You put out some videos this week that are in our show notes here.
I did a lot of things. I did videos, art, I've been playing, Winterfest code, giveaway. What haven't I been doing?
You haven't been cheerleading for the Arsenal podcast with pom-poms and a miniskirt, apparently.
I haven't seen any new videos for your Spiral Knights anime.
Yeah.
So,
You slacker, you only put out 2 videos in the last 2 weeks, and neither of them were anime. What are you doing?
Christmas.
You slacker, I'm unsubscribing. Dislike all videos.
Oh.
I'm going to rage on every video that you post now. Violent, unnecessary, unsensible rage.
No.
Well, yeah, you've been busy, and people can go to youtube.com/Serjinxable and find out what you've been doing, because you've summarized most of it in videos amongst your art and your projects and your giveaway and such, right?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Okay, so you guys do that. Zeddy, anything new?
I've been alternating between creating my SpiralNet fan game and playing Dark Souls.
How is Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. You play Dark Souls.
Dark Souls
on
is
what console?
a lot of things. At first, I had a really hard time in it. Then I learned to parry it, and I got a bit better in it. Then I got a bit further in the game, and it got hard again. Then I got a Swyhander, and I could just crush everything without trying. So now it's
That's
easy
Dark
again.
Souls for you.
Yeah, it's Dark Souls.
What console do you have it on, or do you have it on PC?
I got it on PC.
Damn.
There you go. Good guy. Huh. And HWB says that is life. If there's one thing...
I'm considering buying it for PC, because otherwise I have it for Xbox 360. And no one has it for Xbox 360 when I actually want to play.
Apparently.
Anyone who does usually dies. Dies a lot.
Of course.
Sad.
That's what Dark Souls is, though, kind of. And yeah, we should add Dark Souls to the Arsenal Derailed song. That would be a thing.
Dark Souls.
We're gonna talk about Dark Souls. It doesn't quite fit. Oh well. Yeah, and then I want to give a shout out. I wanted to talk about this. This was early after last week's episode, and Fire Killer Z, Fire Killers, was he popped into Haven. I was just sitting with a friend right in the spawn in Haven. We were just in the corner talking, and some other person comes up, and he's wearing the Stormrider mantle. Right, and he joins the conversation, and he's just kind of standing and listening to us or reading us talk. And then this fourth guy comes up, and he's just Fire Killers, and he's using the whole, like, texting language and stuff. And he's, like, talking about how we're normal, and then this guy with the Stormrider mantle, why are you wearing toilet paper? See, these people are normal, and then you have to wear toilet paper, and he just wouldn't leave this guy alone. It was all in fun. Like, everyone was treating it as a joke, but people coming into Haven would just come here and see 2 people standing there in, like, winter costumes, and then this guy in a Stormrider mantle, which has, like, the 2 white, like, ribbons going over the shoulders, don't you know? And then this Fire Killer Z guy just, like, jokingly trolling this guy about how he has to wear toilet paper. And it was actually very, very hilarious. I'm sitting in front of my computer laughing as it happens, and so... I don't know if anyone knows this Fire Killer Z. I've never heard of him before. I didn't know what guild he was in. Or if Fire Killer Z happens to stumble upon this. That moment was awesome, and thanks for doing that, because it was really funny.
I'm wearing toilet paper right now.
In real life, or in the game?
Yeah, well, of course. Oh, doesn't everyone always do that?
No.
No.
Well, if they don't do certain
Everybody
things,
knows normal people wear diapers. That's normal.
Like,
thing.
I just don't feel right unless I'm halfway covered in toilet paper.
toilet paper
Uh,
miniskirt.
To each his own.
Well, a
Like a
miniskirt
mummy
is outside the
or-
toilet paper.
Like a mummy. Like
Yeah.
just wrapped around.
That's how it goes every morning. I get up, take a shower, wrap myself from head to toe in toilet paper, and then
Get dressed and go out.
optionally put on a miniskirt and the pom poms.
And go around the clockworks rampaging because you're a skin changer and you change into a bear and lay bombs all over the clockworks. Something like that?
Are you familiar with Bayhorn?
Wow.
What do you call it?
The Hobbit. We're making Hobbit references. This
You said
podcast.
skin changer.
Yeah, I did. I was just gonna I didn't know if anyone was gonna pick up on that, but
Oh, yeah, I saw it a couple of days ago. Good movie.
it's all right. I made a blog post on my personal blog, and I have about 50 things that are bad about the movie. But this podcast just
It
goes
had
so
Lego
many
out there for
places,
no
and
reason
the
whatsoever.
Hobbit is a new dimension that we've never reached before in derailing. So
Should the sky be filled with fire and smoke?
oh, you
I
know
like
the
the part
song?
with the dwarves.
Keep watching over during sun.
Okay. Saying, are you one of those big Lord of the Rings Hobbit like?
No, I just actually like the songs that they put into the new Hobbit movies, particularly particularly Icy Fire, that
Right.
one that they play at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Green Link is always helpful in so many ways, and he's been there for me to rant at him and yell at him because Steam isn't working all this
guys,
week.
I do believe we've run out of tracks, so
So let's get back.
let's take the last one that we have down to Moorcroft Manor.
That's a good idea. Let's do that. Overheard at Warcraft Manor.
From the helmet of someone who likes some creature that provides a horn to fight with or something like that.
The helmet is supposed to be resembling to a demon called.
All right. This is where we're going to talk about news and game discussion, mainly news. So welcome to the next 15 minutes where we talk about things that have already happened and are no longer relevant. Did anyone win a Birdsong giveaway?
Yes.
No.
I did.
Congratulations. What'd you get?
I don't think I was on for long enough to be able to win.
I
one of those.
got a snow bucket. I
Nice.
got a few flares. And nothing.
Nothing.
Very nice.
I got a party hat. A party.
Blowout.
I got a crown. That's it.
Cool. I picked up one in the morning of the 1st of January because I logged on for just a minute. Or, nope, December 31st, the morning of. And got one. And it was just... I got like 4 types of fireworks and some confetti and like dusky party accessories. And the name change, obviously. Which, Greenlink noted to me after the fact, and I thought this was clever, so I thought I'd share it. But he noted that name change passes are actually kind of a troll that Three Rings has inflicted upon the community, seeing as how they're offering knights the opportunity to change their names on the drunken fest that is New Year's Day.
Well, they do actually mention that in their announcement post. They put that very possibility there.
All right. Hold on. The show is going to slow to a crawl for a second because there's a person claiming to be Ruby Eclipse in the chat. And I'm very suspicious. Because I'm
People
going
don't
to...
cover
Did we cover this in a later episode? Was in a earlier episode, I mean.
So, can someone explain how the Birdsong giveaway was going? I'm talking to the real Ruby right now. I'm going to see if the fake Ruby is the real Ruby.
No, that's fine. Well, basically for the Birdsong, you got fireworks that were... wait.
Okay, no,
Name
it's the
change
real Ruby.
passes, party accessories, fireworks. Fireworks were added, which were basically more explosive recon flares, purchasable for energy, supply depot, along with the flash sales. It's all gone now. Sad.
Half my
I
friends
didn't even
just
get to
changed
see
their
the
name.
fireworks. I only got to saw clips of the fireworks, and I thought they looked cute. They kind of reminded me of the confetti, though. So
The fireworks did?
yeah, like
Yep.
how they kind of leap, how you throw them into the air, and it's like big
Yep.
explosion of color and stuff. Except it seemed more appropriate for the time.
Sorry, messing with the chat. Okay. Yeah, if
That's
you want
fine.
to see the fireworks in action, it's basically the recon flare usable with a little bit more pop and a little bit more color. And so we do
Yes.
have the video that you've probably already seen of Echo of Silence, the guild setting off 1 million fireworks all at once. Yeah, so the Birdsong giveaways was something that ran through January 3rd, and every hour on the hour, if you were online, you had a chance to get on. There was someone who posted a screenshot that had like 7, who won like 7 times. And I was like, what?
So he has 7 chances to rename himself all throughout that drunken time.
Was it all on the same night?
No, but it was a screen after the thing was over. He just showed, it was just a screenshot of the guy's mail, and he had 7 of them.
Jeez. What are you going to do with all those?
Sell them.
Can you
They're
wait?
not bound.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna figure. I think honestly, if I were to get one of those name change passes, I would probably sell it. Try and figure out a reasonable price for it, obviously, because I don't want to get anyone over. Because I'm not that kind of person.
Yep. Alright. And then, of course, get on the hype train. There's nothing almost that we can say about it, but at this point, because we don't support spoilers on this show. But the gun update is coming, most likely within the next 3 weeks, and so
I'm expecting another delay announcement.
I actually am too. It doesn't feel like they've...
I'm expecting it to be like the Battle Sprites all over again. They're gonna wait until the last second.
It might be the last Wednesday of January, but that was the last time they aimed for it, so could be a thing.
Gonna
Yeah.
get pushed to middle of the summer just like Battle
Oh,
Sprites.
did anyone make mention of the or I'm probably guessing that this was talked about last week, the updated starter pack?
Oh, we did not talk about that. No, we had a joke episode last week. Some people called the we just had 2 guys called the studio, used the phone number and called the studio, Scattis and Lay and Horde Lud, and we posted their phone call to the episode, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah. So
Then I sang a
apparently,
lot of off-key songs.
yeah. So apparently, they updated the starter pack or
They did.
something, I guess, with 3 new items, 3 new weapons, and an armor set. I
Yeah,
remember-
something like that. I'm going to look it up, actually, because I honestly don't know exactly what's in it, and I forgot that it exists, or that it was a
if I
thing.
remember
There's a
correctly,
freezing Antigua and
Yeah,
some kind of
there's a-
red saber.
there's the Chilling Justice, the Red Saber, the Static Flash, and the armor set. The armor set is apparently, according to what I've heard, it's basically better than any of the break sets, considering it's able to protect against fire, freeze, and shock. The Red Saber, according to a very viable source, that being Durak, if he's still in the call. He is here. It's basically a Fang of Vogue done right, if it were at the right level.
Is that the case?
It basically inflicts high fire. Yeah, it's a cutter with fire.
Interesting.
A color
And
of fire.
Chilling Justice is essentially a ice Antigua. Though I think the only difference is the fact that it allows you to move at the same pace while you're shooting. So it's good practice for new knights to be able to learn how to strafe properly with the gun.
Interesting.
You don't get slowed down at all when shooting?
I'm not exactly sure on that.
Yeah, alright, so it is weapon slot upgrade, trinket slot
different,
upgrade, it is the quote-unquote
Slightly
commemorative
slows-
artifact,
Slightly slows you down.
10 Sparks of Life, Tri-Guard Armor, Tri-Guard Helm, Green Ward Sword, Chilling Duelist, Red Saber, Static Flash. So yeah,
Yes.
$20, get yourself some... It's all 1-star stuff. It's still the 1-star things that is not any point for you to ever use. Chilling Duelist slightly slows you down when shooting, but it's so negligible, you're pretty much moving at full speed, Durak says, so...
I imagine that gun would be pretty popular for Tier 1 lockdown.
Yeah, more than
sure.
likely.
It sounds more broken than a hammer.
Well,
It-
considering the fact that it probably doesn't do that much damage, and the fact that it's
Mm-hmm.
also a low-level weapon, I'm not surprised.
Krakow was saying Duelist and Saber are 0-star actually, but it's probably a bug. Interesting.
You'd think they'd be 1-star at their point.
Yeah, well, Static Flash and Green Ward used to be, are the current starter pack things.
So Static Flash is actually a thing. So the only things that were added were the Chilling Duelist, the Tri-Guard armor, and the gun.
But again,
I just said the sword, the red saber.
Yeah, it was like when this is the only point that can really be made for that, though, is that it's like when they updated the tutorial missions and they like made the protobomb better and stuff. It's like it's an actually viable protobomb. It's like, yeah, that's great. I'm never going to use that ever. Okay, thanks. Moving on. So, yeah, it's new. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's a foreshadow of, say, the Gunner update that's coming. But, it's, Direct says, nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah. It's essentially a collectible.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's one of those things that you buy once so that you have.
I'm questioning the utility of these starter packs, because don't you usually play these games for a while before deciding to put money into them?
Yeah. Unless you're one of those people that gifts the starter pack to, like, a friend.
No, there's
$20 for a friend?
Like a friend to start up the game or something. It's like, here, you can have this because it's obviously a ploy because Three Rings likes money. They like money a lot.
Yeah, I just question if it'll work.
I don't know. Like it was said, it's a collectible. It's more than likely somebody just wants a red sword that looks more like a stick. It doesn't even have a blade. Does it even look like it has a blade? It looks like it's a beating stick.
It kind of does. It's like a red Acheron. Kind of.
No,
it's a red Silent Night blade.
It looks like it has a blade. This thing looks like you're just hitting something with it. It's like, you're not even cutting me. What are you doing? I don't know. I'm just beating you with a fiery stick.
Something like that. Whatever works, right? And you can buy this pack if you want. Just click the energy button. Just like click on the energy number that you have, and it will pull it up. It's in the featured for energy. So that is a thing.
Yes.
And I guess we'll move on to transmutations. Transmutations.
Yay, cool stuff.
Hey,
I'm in excitement.
Pom-poms. Toilet paper mini skirts. Okay. I hope that. I don't know. Do I hope that becomes an in joke?
Sticks.
What happens if you hit a fiery beating stick on a night wearing toilet paper clothes? Do they catch on fire? More than someone who isn't.
Yes.
well, I imagine toilet paper has negative fire resistance. And also negative water resistance.
That's true, too.
In fact, I see no benefits to wearing toilet paper whatsoever.
Well, it's your thing, apparently, so...
Maybe it protects you against
never
shock.
claimed to be a very smart person.
High freeze, no. Freeze still would classify, I think that would
It's lighter, it's movement speed. That's all it is. It's an aesthetic movement speed increase. Curse resist? That makes sense, I guess.
How would that make sense?
Because mummies are undead and undead are immune to curse.
Okay. Anyways. Oh, HRVV. Okay. I'm not even gonna... Don't even say that. No! Okay, transmutations, and you, as a listener, can submit stuff if you have ideas, too. But this is where we talk about what we want to see added to the game. 2 people from the community actually submitted ideas this week, which is... cool. Well, in the last 2 weeks, since we didn't have an actual show last week. If you want to, you can contact us. You can find out at the end of the show or on our website. Snakes S17.
Snakes S17.
Thank you. He had an idea, and he said, let's have a glass sword. So it swings with about Fang of Voggish speed, and it does a random amount of damage. From Proto Sword to buffed Final Flourish. And it just does every time you swing it, it deals a random amount of damage. That's
Would it be affected by modifiers? Like if you have if you have sword damage high?
I don't know, but let's say yes.
Okay.
I can't imagine a single situation where that would be useful.
That's what I'm thinking.
My issue with this kind of weapon probably would come from the fact that
I mean, let's say
at any point you can get that swing that's like really, really nice, but there's a good chance that you'll more than likely be getting 3 proto swings instead of 3 final flourish swings. And how would you scale it? Would you say that you would have to literally make a scale of damage to damage? And this is a game that doesn't really do that. We don't exactly have a damage scale. I mean, you guys literally had to come up with a damage scale for this weapon.
The game does have numbers. The Proto Sword deals 5 damage. A buff Final Flourish can deal something like, 400? Zeddy, do you know?
somewhere around. I don't know. That sounds wrong. It's about 300-ish.
Okay. Yeah, it's just I think it's the fact that if you take a weapon like this into Tier 2, the number is something around 386, according to... No, 258. 258 for the third swing against a normal defense enemy, according to the wiki, which cannot be trusted, but we'll go with it. So somewhere between 5 and 300 damage, about... And just the thing is, if you're in Tier 3, you have weapons that will consistently deal almost 300 every time. And then this one's going to deal any number. And your odds...
unless this thing has like a really, really nice charge attack or something, it really doesn't have much of a use. And even then, it just becomes a bomb.
Pretty much.
A bomb that you can only use around yourself.
Yeah. I think the concept is interesting because I've always spoken about how much I wish there was more of a...
Well, my curiosity is why is it called a glass sword? Like, why isn't it called like a roulette blade? Or...
It's got like poker symbols on the side of the hilt. I don't know.
Here's an idea. Roulette blade. You swing 3 times, and for each swing, it cycles like a roulette on the blade or above your head. And if you get any matching symbols, your next attack does increased damage. So you can use it, then have a charge attack set up so that when you have the matching symbols, it does increase damage.
It would be interesting until you get to the point where you're about to hit the last room of Firestorm Citadel, and there's 3 people there just like waiting, and you wait like 10 minutes for these 3 guys to like, hold on, I want to get my roulette set up, and they just keep going and going.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah,
gambling references.
I don't really see why you don't just use a fire sword.
Exactly.
That sometimes does increase damage.
I'm not gonna gamble Betty away, please. Why would you assume that I would gamble away my sword?
If a fire stick hits a glass sword, does the glass melt? Is it hot enough?
Is it? Does it? Well, it deals fire damage high, right?
Maybe. Sure.
Strong fire. Yes.
Yeah, strong fire. So plus 4 fire against a glass sword, which would have a 0 resistance because it's not stated.
Yes.
Which means it wouldn't quite melt it, because it's the way you calculate status is from a -6 to an 8, where 8 is most vulnerable, -6 is most resistant. You take the attack and subtract the defense, and so the attack is a 4, -0 is a 4, so not quite at 8. So no, you wouldn't melt a glass sword.
I imagine you just smash it to pieces since it's made of glass.
I would think it would be like a 1, like you can only use it with a 3. For a glass sword...
Sorry, go ahead.
You swing it... You can only swing it for a particular amount of time and then it breaks.
It breaks.
So it's like a usable item / usable weapon.
Does it regenerate? It could Okay, so say it regenerates, and the last swing before it breaks deals bleed damage.
Then how about it has like an overheat thing? Like if you as you swing it, it gets closer and closer to breaking, and when it breaks, it does a decreased amount of damage, but when you swing it while it's broken, it inflicts a bit of bleed.
That could work. And then when does it regenerate?
After a particular amount of time. But if you continue to use it while it's broken,
2,000 crystal energy.
It generates slower.
2,000 crystal energy per glass sword rev.
Of course.
Okay. Well, there you go. Ideas are things, and they could happen. Bless you, sir.
Sorry.
There you go. Random. The game needs more random elements that force you to play the risk or reward game. I almost said Risk of Rain, which is a really good game, and thanks to Maroka for the recommendation that pushed me over the edge to buy it. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. But risk versus reward, but yeah, that's probably not the right place. Bless you.
Thank you.
And then HRPB had an idea, and I looked through this, so I will explain it quickly, and then you guys can tell me your thoughts. This is Spizzards Part 1, Spiral Wizards.
Spizards. Like
Spizzards as in Spiral Wizards. So, yeah, Spizards. Okay, you got it.
Spizards.
And it says wants, but it should say wands. And so reintroducing wands in a different form, because wands need to happen in the game. I agree.
Yes.
They are
well,
spellcasting.
We only have one, and it doesn't do that well at anything.
Oh, HRPB says I'm right. Spizzards.
Oh. Really?
Spiral Wizards.
Really?
Ruby Eclipse says Spizards.
I would think it would be Spizards. Because it's Spiral Wizards.
Well, the creator of the idea is here, and he's saying Spizzards. So
Fair enough.
maybe it is Spiral Wizards Spizzards. Gotta go with it.
Whatever.
It's the I of wizard, I think. So it's sp of spiral and izzard of wizard.
Fair enough.
Whatever. Wands are spellcasting... Not whatever to you, whatever to the pronunciation. Wands are spellcasting weapons. They're harder to acquire than other weapon types, but that's because they're kind of better. Wands have 4 slots, 2 for amulets, 1 for a gemstone, 1 for a material power burner. So there's...
I read over that. This does look interesting.
One of the amulets identifies the status. One of the amulets identifies a damage type for your wand. So you got to craft amulets and gemstones. They must be crafted the same way you got to also craft the wand. So it makes it much more expensive. But until then, I assume it does no status normal damage. But then you can set it up to do shadow damage and also deal shock status, say. And so those would be your 2 amulets. Then you craft a gemstone and put that, and that's a buff for the wand. So attack speed increase, damage bonus, spell range, that kind of thing. And then the material power burner burns 1 of any material you've selected, and it creates an instant, like, nitronome effect explosion around you. And the blast is bigger / stronger the higher star material you used assumptively. And the normal attack here is just a ranged attack. It fires 3 projectiles. You click 3 times for the combo, and it's a ranged attack. Fires 3 projectiles. They kind of look like mini fireworks that lock onto enemies if you're facing in their direction, and has about the range of any gun in this game. And so
I would think it should have. I would think it'd have a shorter range of some kind. At least that way it balances out.
It's slightly shorter range, 1 block shorter than an Alchemer, is what the actual thing said.
Okay, then.
And then you designate 1 of 3 charge attacks, like the same way you designate perks for sprites. And one of them is called Power Stream, which is like a Tesla effect or a Vengeful Quills effect, where you hit one enemy and it also hits the other enemies around it, up to 4.
Oh.
There's a Fire Rain, which I imagine is like a shotgun. It said it shoots 15 small spells that also deal the status.
So it's kind of like an auto gun.
Something like that, yeah.
I thought it was like shooting it into the air and they rain down because it's fire rain.
But it's an auto gun that deals the status that you've equipped with your amulet. And then the last charge attack you could choose to use is called Very, Very Large Blast. And yes, that's what it's called. HRV
the
says
VVLB.
It. And it's a high-powered explosive similar to Dracon's first spray power. And that would be a wand. And this is what he's proposing to add to the game. And HRPB says...
It seems interesting.
I would love it.
It would be useful.
I'd play with this. I don't see it being overpowered, if only because it takes forever to get them first.
Not to mention the fact that to utilize its more powerful effect, you have to utilize materials, and no one likes to use materials because materials are sought after and necessary.
Zeddy,
you think it's overpowered?
A little bit, maybe. I'm thinking more about how it kind of overshadows the other weapons, and not just in sheer power, but in the amount of resources needed to put in what is essentially just another weapon type.
I think that's supposed to be the balance. To use it, you have to put more effort into creating one.
It kind of sets up wands as being the end game of Spiral Knights, which should then just be called Spiral Wizards.
Could you get a wand that is a blank wand when you beat whatever this 4th boss that's coming in the game? and you get a blank
I don't think that
wand.
would be fair. Maybe the materials to help build a particular wand.
Oh, the
Because
grind.
if you were to get a free wand for beating the boss, it would be kind of cheap to get it.
Okay, fine. So you get one material for your wand, and you need something like 300 of them to craft it.
No,
Because that's how Spiral Knights thinks.
Yeah. No, I mean, you get a select amount of material for a particular wand, so that it would be... I would feel like... Would you get it from the tokens? Maybe?
Oh, yeah, HRBB says for 35 tokens, maybe. HRBB is also... This is part 1. He promises more coming soon, so he's talking about, like, wizard-themed armor and that kind of thing. Which, again, so long as it doesn't become Spiral Wizards instead of Spiral Knights, that's fine. I think this weapon, in a game that's like Spiral Knights but isn't Spiral Knights, emphasis on the knights with the helmets and the armor and the swords kind of thing...
Well,
if it
remember
wasn't
we do have record of spell casting in the history of Cradle, so there's a good possibility that these could be thrown in.
Spellcasting is around. We do have the Gremlin Manders with their wrench wands.
Exactly.
We have the
Throw
Owlite
bolts
history,
and healing magic
the
and runes and what have
cats.
you. It's around. It just doesn't need to be so big, so large.
Yeah, think about the Owlites. Essentially, that's where we get most of our magical understanding, I think.
So maybe the amulets and gemstones might not be crafted. Maybe they're found or bought or something.
I wouldn't really. I think that would make
I do like the crafting system overall. It sounds a lot
the
like
crafting idea might be a bit.
it sounds a lot like a crafting system I made a suggestion topping for. It was pretty big. I had it a couple of months ago. It was basically this: you just put instead of having the freezing sword path and a fire sword path for brandishes, you put a freezing orb and a elemental damage orb onto a brandish sword.
Aha.
You just kind of determine the status and damage type from there.
Seems like a lot of games like to do this, where you basically have a weapon, but then you have slots you can add in additional effects to the weapon. Like Skyrim does this.
People like modifying things.
They do like modifying things, and I can understand that. So why is it that Spiral Knights has not given us the ability to rename our freaking weapons? Because I'm still waiting on the ability to rename my Mighty Battle Cleaver Betty.
Betty.
Betty. Hello.
Maybe it
This
will
is
happen one
Cleaver
day.
Betty.
Do you want to meet her? Oh boy. Episode 50 will forever live on in our hearts.
Exactly.
Along with a bunch of other things that we'll talk about in just a second. Woohoo.
Yay! More cheering!
We could get a job doing this, making very little money and being punished in any way possible because we probably don't do it well enough. Yay!
Oh, you guys are good at this. Magnum Frost also says no naming of swords or no naming of weapons because possible offensive weapon titles. This is very true.
Yeah.
They can't.
Well, I don't really see it. You can name your knight. And you
That's
can
what I
name
was about to
class,
say.
Right? Those can be named offensive things.
That's what I was about to say. Assuming that they don't make them.
I won't name
Knights,
names because I
Knights and
believe
Battle
you
Sprites
really
can be
listen to
named.
this.
Whoa,
they can-
lots
But I
of
have
people
a friend
talk.
who named her sprite Young Genitalia.
Huh.
Okay.
Well then.
Apologies for the lots of people talking at once. Hopefully that's the danger of having lots of people on the show. So hopefully that won't happen again.
We have 3 people regularly on the show, and we get stumbled over one another. So I don't know what you're.
Mainly Lord Hood and Zang, but you know. Zang, would you mind throwing the links up in the chat as we go through them?
Sure.
All right, because this is Spiral Order Recon is the name of this segment, and we're talking about Spiral Knights related media that came out in the last 2 weeks. There was some cool stuff actually, and if you see stuff that we're not reporting, and just the link, you don't need to do the description too. But,
Nah, I know that's what I'm doing.
all right,
At least trying to. I always get bothered by how Google Drive does this.
the
They're weird
selecting
like
things
that.
on Drive is awful. Yeah. Anyways, if you see media that you definitely want us to talk about, be
That's
sure to
not
let
what
us
I meant
know.
to
Contact us and give it to us. If you've made something, then that's fine. This first one is this
Nothing.
Jay's blog and stuff's You'd Be a Daisy If You Did, and this is just cool because it looks kind of cool. I love Jay's blog and stuff's art style, to be completely honest. The way his lighting effects are very good. And
It's quite shiny.
He doesn't actually have a DeviantArt or anything to post these on, but you can scroll through and you will find different things. It's just a gunner, and it's like a red hue, and there's like the gunner target on the screen and stuff. Once again, get on the hype train because the gunner update is coming. But yeah,
It's not gonna be here soon, but it's gonna be here.
and it just looks great, so you should be aware of that one. And maybe if you're on Tumblr, tell the artist that the Arsenal podcast sent you and you think the art is great, and reblog it, that kind of thing. The next one...
In January 2015.
Pardon?
We'll get our gunner update sometime in 2015.
January 2015. They said it postponed to January, just not which January.
Okay, so next we have Stark Dust's Royal Crest of Almire.
So how do you like your real-life Almerian shield made from 20G sheet steel? That's an actual metal shield Almerian thing. This is just basically the best thing. And it only has 103 views on DeviantArt, and what is even wrong? Because everyone should be aware that this exists, because it's actually kind of awesome. It's not like some cardboard thing or the kind of stuff that people have done before. It's actually metal. It's actually
It sounds
steel.
like something that one guy, that Man-at-Arms guy on YouTube would make.
Yeah. Except for Spiral Knights, which
Yes.
he would never make.
Someone should enlist him to make something if you can. That would be amazing.
But that's super awesome. So
Yes.
links to all of these will be in the show notes, which are on our website, by the way. Sklalite.com/Arsenal. Next one is Shui's New Year 2014. Shui's an artist that we like to support on this show. And it's basically just a Spiral Knights themed welcoming of the new year. So, as we wish you a happy New Year's, might as well do it with Spiral Knights style.
Yes.
Oh, that's adorable.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Shui's a great artist. Really good. We have Fighting Polygon's DeviantArt page in general, because we didn't want to have 3 links from him, but it's mainly his most 3 recent ones, which is a colored pencil sketches of level 200 battle sprites, because they kind of start to get big when you're feeding them like 500 star foods per level up kind of thing.
Yes.
And they start to get big, but it still looks cool. I like the Mask Wraith one a lot.
Yeah, the Masquerade one does look pretty good. The only thing that this has been something that I think I've mentioned this before. This has been something that bothers me about the battle sprites. Why they have their physical body part changes only attributed to particular things. Why wasn't it something where you could just accessorize them, essentially? I was always bothered by that. And then I see those, and they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, because by the time they get to 200, they're going to have everything.
Something like that. Yeah.
So what's the point? Why don't you just give us the ability to alter them?
It honestly may have had something to do with the fact that the update was a bit rushed, even though, I mean, they got it on the last possible day they could have. So,
Well, yeah, but they had all the time that they had. You'd think that they would have been able to make it so you could make them unique more than just the name, picking abilities, and what you wanted to feed them. Because feeding them doesn't even alter anything. I've stated it before.
Mm-hmm.
They're not pets. They're not AI companions. They're essentially a turret floating at your shoulder that you purposefully have to command to do something. It's not what I had expected. I mean,
I wouldn't call them turrets as much as a set of abilities.
Yeah,
you get extra minor damage abilities.
It's just essentially a shoulder-mounted cannon that gives you extra abilities. Yay.
Not even a cannon. Pellet gun, maybe.
Pellet gun.
They can be strong.
Greenlink, that's not even funny. That's not even funny.
Greenlink says Sprite Mega Evolutions confirmed. Alright,
the image actually reminds me of the test servers back in June.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Masquerade used to be about twice as big. It was basically bigger than the knights themselves.
I see.
Yeah, there were complaints, so they reduced the size in the end.
Well, good.
So the image isn't too far from the truth, is what I'm saying.
I suppose not. So Serjinxable... Well, go ahead.
Honestly, I'm just hoping that as time goes on and more effort's put into the Spiral Knights, if there is any, I'm hoping that they at least alter it so that we can make it so the Spiral Knights Was I saying Spiral Knights? Battle sprites are more individual, something more than what we've been given.
So that your battle sprite doesn't have a 1 in 8 chance of looking like another battle sprite
Something like
of
that.
the same breed.
More than likely, at some point, there's going to be someone who looks exactly like mine, but just something a bit more unique than what we currently have, because there's got to be at least 2/3 of the population who have a mask array that have picked the arms, the skull mask, and the pointed up horns.
Yep. Battle sprite themed PvP themed battle sprite. Just kidding.
Oh wait, I'm kind of
that'd be
behind.
interesting.
I'm kind of behind in putting the things up. My bad.
It's fine. Well, we should move on. Serjinxable put out a Spiral Knights animation video.
No, what have I done?
It's okay. We'll fix it like this, and then continue. Serjinx, do you care to explain this before I explain it?
Okay, I'll explain it.
What is this?
Well, basically, I got up one day and they said there was New Year's coming right by my way, so I was like, I should upload something for that year. And then I derped out after constantly thinking of an idea. So, after a few minutes of pondering, I was looking through YouTube for some inspiration, and then I was like, derp. I picked a song, and then I decided to do this video.
That's awesome. I love the butt scooting night. That was the best thing in the whole video. But yes, as I commented on the video, watch Knight spin, twirl, dance, and butt scoot down a beautiful Clockworks venue in the mountains in full 720 HD. Funnily enough, it seems that only Maroka and Blither Paladin managed to maintain dignified poses in this What Did I Just Watch video. And you should totally check it out. It is titled Spiral Knights Animation.
Sure is a thing. ...
Pardon? Zeddy? Never mind. And then lastly, this is also Serjinxable related, but this is Magnum Frost's Spiral Knights has a severe lack of wubs. And if you keep
I
up with...
honestly think it has enough wubs. And by that I mean it doesn't have any wubs. I think I did something wrong.
It's okay. Serjinx didn't do another video, but he did another animation for Magnum Frost.
Seen and if you... the Winky Squirt inspired video involving Z-Cores and gangster snipes? What?
Okay, this is the way I was gonna... So if you keep up with Serjinxable and his music videos, and if you've seen the Winky Squirt inspired adventure involving Z-Cores and gangster snipes, then yeah, this video is a remix of that video. So give it a like, or don't. But yeah, Magnum Frost, it was kind of funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was funny too. I mean, it's basically a joke. It's a 20-second joke.
I loved it. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen another Spiral Spy video, other than me. So I was happy.
That's because you're the main form of Spiral Knights media.
For now, like back then, we had like a lot. We had like I think 3 other people doing Spiral Spy, and then they stopped. So that's when I came in.
So now you control the market. You can do whatever you want, and people are forced to watch it to get their Spiral Knights animation fix, and there's nothing they can do about it. So you upload a video like, and they like their brain melts because they're just watching Knights butt scoot down the Clockworks, and no one has any choice but to watch it because there's no other videos out there. It's great.
That's got to be painful, though. That's got to either be damaging to the armor or painful to the knight, depending on what kind of armor you're wearing. It's like, hey, why am I doing this?
He actually moves with a lot of flexibility. I'm trying to think of how do you say limber as an adverb, but never mind. Think about it. I'm going to run the bumper and see if you can think of anything on the other side.
Wouldn't it be flexibility?
Buzzar. Limberness?
I would say grace, but I don't think butt scooting.
Ah, there you go. That's graceful butt scooting. That's it. Graceful butt scooting or limberability.
Limberability. Thank you, HRPB.
Hashtag butt scooting.
The word of the day is limberability.
Okay. Goodness. That's funny. Alright, Buzzar Banter is where we talk about one line of gear. We've been doing this since episode 2. And we ran out of weapons, and we're not going to do the 1-star starter armors. We will take a break from costumes when the gunner update comes out, and we'll talk about the guns once we've given them once we've spent enough time with them. And that's assuming we don't, talk about them to death in Overheard at Moorcroft Manor, because if we do that, we will not stop Buzzar bantering.
Yes.
But anyways.
So for Buzzar banter today, we have the temporary Love Puppy and Trojan helmets.
Yes. Moving on to costumes, and here we go.
Yes.
So, most people know what
Milkcakes.
these are. It's basically a Love Puppy costume helmet, and there's a Trojan helmet. These two kind of tend to be paired together because they go on sale at the same time on the featured auctions on the auction house. The question is, are they worth it? Because they tend to go for a good amount of crowns, and they decay after 2 weeks. You almost never see people wearing them, and so
Yep.
it's a crown sink, but is it worth it? Obviously they sell, but...
That's because people are really, really not smart when it comes to buying.
No,
I imagine people aren't as eager to buy them anymore after the Forever Love Puppy mask came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. There is a Forever Love Puppy mask.
It's just the
People
fact
are
that
just holding out for the Forever Trojan masks after that.
when you think
true.
about it, they're a good idea. They're a good idea to give us a mask that kind of looks like the monster. I mean, that's what we've been doing essentially with all of the helmet things. Though Wolver helmets don't look like Wolvers, and the only one that it essentially looks like it is the Chroma. But anyway,
Poor
it's a
Chroma.
good idea. I just don't like the fact that it's temporary. I mean, if it was actually worth something, like you could actually keep it or maintain it with by a particular manner, maybe. But they're temporary.
Right. And this is almost relevant because Valentine's Day is in a month and a half. Not a week, a month and a half. But when that happens, Cosmo begins to sell Forever Love Puppy masks, which do not expire, and you can wear them forever if you so choose.
Yes.
So,
If you so choose.
right.
If you determine it worth it enough to purchase one.
For like 3,500 CE.
Yes.
Did I say CE? I meant E. Nah.
No, say CE.
It's CE. Anyone
Always
who says
say-
otherwise deserves to get kicked in their non-existent redacted.
Yeah. Always Royal Jelly, not Jelly King. Always CE, not E. It's just things that you gotta... Conventions.
And anyone who corrects you otherwise, you just tell them, I've played this game for longer than you
back
have.
when I was-
I know more about back
in the days of Spiral Knights, before the big, what was it? Before the Battle Sprites update, we used to call it Crystal Energy.
It was crystal energy.
That was old
Back in my
days.
day.
You whippersnappers, get off my lawn.
In my days,
Or I'll
we
beat
didn't
you with
have
my
to deal
fire
with
stick.
Fire crystals. We didn't have to deal with fire crystals and all this stuff.
Oh, man, that was perfect.
I will always hate Three Rings for giving us fire crystals.
Back in the old days, I had to pay for the elevator both ways.
Yeah.
True. Okay, now the last
You don't
question.
know my pain. You don't know what I had to go through to get to my point. You have it easy.
All of a sudden, old men came on the podcast.
Back in the days when the Snarbolax was introduced, we had these big turtle monsters.
I
trying to eat
joined
us.
the game when the Snarbolax was introduced. It was the Snarbolax, Steam notice that made me go, oh, look, Spiral Knights. Back when, the only game I played was Day of Defeat Source on Steam. Yeah.
The shadowy beast of the Gloaming Wildwoods.
Oh,
Makes
yeah.
his first appearance.
Still my favorite boss, but anyways. Favorite boss as a
Honestly,
character.
I think he's he's a pretty good boss. I just wish that their shadow version of him wasn't so
It's a she, dude. Get it right.
shit. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's another convention. Yeah, it's Sparks of Life.
Snarbolax Queen, jerk.
It's Snarbolax Queen. It's the Queen Snarbolax.
Always Royal Jelly, always Crystal Energy. Snarbolax is a she, and you should call Sparks of Life souls. I'm still trying to get that one to catch on because they are souls.
Yeah, that does make
SOL. They're souls. Sun juice. Never mind. Last question is, should Trojans and Love Puppies, because the masks decay after 2 weeks, should Trojans and Love Puppies rarely or even often drop these? Maybe Trojans less so. But should they rarely drop these?
That does seem like... Let's not get into that, Otis Fett. Let's not get into that.
Yeah, moving on. But
Yes.
if
I think this is
it-
actually...
Fine for
If they-
Trojans, but I think I'd be annoyed if I kill a love puppy and I got the mask.
Yeah. if the
Ooh.
Trojans
Because
dropped
I want
it,
to kill
think
the
it would
love
be better.
puppies for the lockets.
Yeah, I don't even kill them for the lockets. I don't even want to kill them. I just hate when I have to.
So is that the perk then? Love puppies have permanent masks. Trojan masks are more easily acquired.
Yeah,
Is that
I
the
think
balance
that would
there or
probably
something?
I think that would probably be a better idea. Because you can't... Because the Trojan ones... I don't... between both of them, I really don't like either. I really don't like either of them. The Trojan helmet just looks kind of wonky because of the fact that it looks like a distended giraffe.
It kind of does, actually.
And the Love Puppy mask, I think it would look a bit more cool if it wasn't for the fact that it looks like a chroma head, but it's a Love Puppy head instead. If it was closed, it would probably look a bit more unique or something. I don't know. I just don't like the way they look.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, next week we're going to go through the hunter gear and just talk about the notable things related to hunter things, because that's next in the line.
It's
So,
green!
time to get to that stuff. So, to wear or not to wear is the question. We'll get to that on the next episode of the Arsenal Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, your unique variants.
Do we have questions?
Okay. We have questions, but they have been sitting here for 2 weeks, but I think we're going to wait until we get Lord Hood on the show. No. So all of us can answer them.
Okay.
So, we got more questions that saying love so much, which was the
I like
reference in the Arsenal Derailed Feliz Navidad parody that happened last week, Skazanley and Hordblood reference. We're going to talk about me and you. That had to do with these questions, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, Otis Fett also says it'd be amazing if you could have a Romulus mask. It's like the Love Puppy mask, except it's Romulus-y instead of Lovey. That'd be awesome.
Romulusly, you mean
Anyways.
basically Romulus twin-colored.
Yeah, Romulus-y. Add that to your dictionary, too. Limberbility and Romulusly. Them adverbs, though.
I don't see the word Romulusly.
Romulusy.
Put that
It's
next
not.
to-
It's dude. I'm making a joke. You should go
No, I
along
know.
with it.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Settle down. I've been around the block a few times. I know
Oh.
it.
Yay!
That was
Wrong
perfect.
I
All right,
forgot that I was
so
supposed to be cheering.
this is Unique Variants. It's just listener contributions, the last odds and ends of the show that all come together, questions that people ask us and all that, and news that we need to propel. We hit over 300 people. We're at 315 or 316 now on the YouTubes, which suddenly there was a boost over winter, which might have had something to do with Winterfest, but you guys are cool, and thanks for doing that. Videos will resume this week. I haven't done anything this last week, but more stuff will be coming. And anyone who listens to this show, like the active members of the community, not the people that send me random friend requests, but that's fine. You're not going to get a yes, because I don't know you. And if my friends list operates that if I look at the thing, and I look at a name, and I don't recognize who it is, then you kind of probably don't belong there. But that's just me. But any of you people that want to join me on some impracticals, that's fine. And then we have a music video contest, and this is something that's happening, and someone can post the link if you'd like. But this is we ripped from the phone called the parodies that Skadzanley and Horde Lud made on episode 61.135, whatever the episode was. And
I think it was something like that. I just forget how many extra numbers were added on to the... Anyway.
Okay, so, and it's a contest. You take one of the songs, we have them all for download on our forums. Someone should put a link, that's not me, in the, because my computer makes a noise when I try to copy-paste into live stream, so that's why I don't want to. But you can go and make a music video. The deadline is the end of February, and if you can make a music video and send it, post it, and send us the link. And if you are the only person...
You will have our unconditional love.
And 300 energy and a mention and a message on the show. Those are the prizes. So 300 CE. Yes, I said CE. And because that's really, honestly, all we have to give you guys, because we're meager, poor hosts, and we just hosted a winter giveaway, which we're going to give a shout out in just a second. But, yeah. Anyways, wanted to give us also a super, super belated birthday to Zeddy and Greenlink. We haven't had a show in 2 weeks, but both of you guys are actually here. One of them's on the mic.
I'm a bear.
But happy birthday, both of you guys.
He's a belated birthday bear.
Alliteration, isn't it wonderful? All right, well, so the winter giveaway is basically like this. Iron Tech, no one. All right, so here's how this worked. This winter giveaway, you gave us the name of a weapon with your entry. If the weapon that you named was unique, you get more prizes than people that had weapon names that were the same. That's how it works. I'm going to distribute all the prizes as soon as we're done with the podcast and the stream. Now, all of us hosts also gave the names of some weapons, any weapons, and if you named our weapons, you got lots of cool, special, extra things. And I said the static capacitor, and no one said that. And Hood said the Iron Tech bomb, and no one said that. And, of course, Zhang said the Mighty Battle Cleaver, and someone should have said that, and one person did, but their form was incomplete, so they didn't get entered, which stinks. So no one said that either. So no one won the grand prizes, so here's how the grand prizes are going to work. They're going to get distributed randomly. You're going to find one of them, the Humbug Hat, or any of the auras, or what else was in the grand prizes, I can't remember. But those kinds of things, those are just might be in your thing if you get lucky. And that's it. We had, 65 people enter.
I'm legitimately surprised that nobody actually picked the Mighty Battle.
I know it's
someone
crazy.
Did, but whoever did not fill out their form. Shame on you. You could have won a grand prize.
Oh, well. You could have... Yeah, anyways, 65 entries, and that's cool. And again, if you're here, like, for the first time listening to this as, like, a new listener kind of thing, welcome. Thanks for listening. This is actually kind of not a normal show, but you're listening to two, like, I want to say active members of the podcast community as well as the Spiral Knights community. They get named on this show a ton. That's just what happens.
Yes.
So shout out to that. Shout out to all the
popular,
people...
maybe.
All the people in the live stream, which includes Ruby Clips Who Left, Krakow, HRPB, Gridlink, Durak, Magnum Frost, Otis Fett, Serjinxable, Stella Devil, and yes, that's all of them.
Magnum Frost, it's a party cannon, not a confetti cannon. Get it right.
Oh, Terraria references. I get that one. Okay, well, that's another derail, but we're out of rails.
Yay.
So this is because we're out of rails and we just tried to derail. It means that the podcast topples over and ends. So that's the end of episode 62. You can tell a friend about us if
Call us, please.
You could. I lied. Scatters and Lay and Horde Lud did not actually call us, except they didn't. Because if you haven't heard the last episode, go listen to it, because I can't explain. You can call us at 1-678-322-7765. Leave your name, it goes straight to answering machine, or straight to voicemail. You'll hear, hi, we're the Arsenal Podcast, and leave your message, leave your name, tell us something. Give us an idea for transmutation, something you want to see added to the game, or some input on what you want to see for the Gunner update. All that stuff. You can find us on Steam. Our Steam group, Arsenal Podcast, has 171 members right now.
Yes.
Which is an all-time
We are
high.
growing, but we need more people.
So tell a friend about us.
Ranks.
Join our ranks.
We'll take over the world.
Sounds like a really bad... It sounds like a bad commercial that pops up on like Team Fortress 2 servers for like random MMOs like Spiral Knights that doesn't actually do it. Where am I going with this? You can email us at arsenal@sklelite.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, all that good stuff. YouTube. A Google search will reward you. If you're looking for these things, say, they said they were on YouTube. YouTube search the Arsenal Podcast, Spiral Knights YouTube. You will find us, I promise, because I've done it. I've tested it. It works.
Arsenal.com. Twitter
yes.
at ArsenalCastSK. Facebook are the Arsenal Podcast. We're on Tumblr, the Arsenal Podcast, Tumblr.com. Tumblr.com.
All the links. You can hear all the episodes of the Arsenal Podcast, see all the links we talked about in this episode, and a lot of other cool stuff, our partners in crime and things like that. That's at sklelite.com/arsenal, which is our website. SKLAY elite.com/arsenal. And that's the episode. So thank you, Zeddy and Serjinx, for filling in for Zhang, who ended up showing up anyways.
Thank you for filling in for Lord
Glad I
Hood,
could
who
not help.
wasn't able to show up at all.
It's true. You made a no-show. So, I think, and you two are always welcome on the show. That is a thing. Well, thank you guys for listening to the Arsenal podcast. Wow, what an ending.
Yeah.
And here's how we should end this episode. Shall we end it with some cheering?
We can
Cheering works.
Ah.
Yay! Yay!
Geared up and ready to go? Thanks for listening to the Arsenal, a Spiral Knights podcast. See links and listen to previous episodes on our website, skaleli.com/arsenal. Send comments, questions, and audio to arsenal@skaleli.com or give us a call at 1-678-322-7765.